Okay. Well, let's head into the swell division. All right, this ladder is similar to the previous one in the choir, so please be careful coming on up.
Okie dokie.
We've got an original old steam heat radiator. I don't think that's in use. There's an Anshimad laying here on the floor. How interesting. We've checked this out and listened to it and determined that's not quite what we had in mind for an Anshimad sound, but it gave us some good idea of where to go. So then immediately, looking up overhead, we see a lovely set of contrabass pipes. And the orange shellac and the chest construction gives it away as being molar. So this was added on at some point in the organ's history after the Hillgreen Lane. And it's molar pipework through there. And it looks like maybe molar all the way up to the top. And we've got a molar chest here and here, and we got somebody else's chest here. And it looks like it's been rebuilt recently. And there's a brand new reservoir here. Again, we've got brick walls here and here. Looks like, and here, 3 brick walls. The sound really must jump out of this chamber. And then we've got a large set of swell shades. I think we've got 5 or 6 in each, maybe 18 shades across here. Very nice front, very nice thick shades. I wonder if those are Hillgreen Lane. They look very nice. And we've got a Peterson engine running. The swell shades, looks like things could be tidied up a little bit with perhaps the cabling and so on. We've got 2 reservoirs. So one is running the main chest, and it's picking up the 3-stop chest at the front of the chamber as well. And so the other reservoir is running the 16-foot Lieblickedeckt, and the bases, I would say probably of the Geigen and the trumpet, perhaps, yeah, looks like the Geigen and the trumpet bases and the Lieblickedeckt are on the other. So let's take a look at the swell stops now. First of all, this all looks to be well, up to this point, it's all SD pipework, and then the reed is not. The reed, I think we've done some research and determined that it's probably AR shop for the trumpet, and then it's back to an SC oboe. And then the additional 3-stop chest is, it's got the SD Dolce on it. and then it's got a newer Preston and a 3-rank mixture. And I'm not sure who built those pipes, if that were back into Holland built, maybe Jacques Stinkens or not. We'll have to take a look at that and determine that. So what we have from the original SD then is the Dolce and the oboe, the solitional, the melodia, the Geigen Principal 8, the Celeste, the 4-foot traverse flute, the Vox Humana, and beyond that, and probably only in the pedal, is a Liebling 16. And then the Hillgreen Lane editions would have been the 4-foot Prestent, the 3-rank Plongeau, and the trumpet. Part of what's giving this organ its incredible sound is the care that was taken when Jameson was involved in 27 to make sure that this instrument ended up being somewhat of a showpiece, at least in the Sacramento area. And then when Hillgreen Lane enlarged the instrument and moved it from its central location to the 2 side chambers, it seems to me that they kept everything Jameson had in mind and added to it, continuing along perhaps the lines of his thoughts in the late 40s and 50s when he was writing his book on organ design. And so I think what we're hearing when we hear this sound and wonder why this SD sounds so much better than the world opinion of SD organs would lead one to expect, has to do with Jameson's heavy involvement with it, and the fact that Hillgreen Lane continued on with that theme. What we need to be doing here, this is another one of those experimental SD chests that rebuilding is going to be cost prohibitive and potentially problem prone. And so this needs to be replaced with new. It looks to me like the Hillgreen Lane chest should be rebuilt and utilized again in the organ. The molar chests look like they've already been rebuilt and are in very good shape. The reservoirs are in good shape. Some rethinking on the winding might be in order so that we're not dealing with kind of a mashup of different styles. And probably the layout of the chamber could be brought to a better condition to really get the organ out into the room as it should be. We're using up a lot of our front space with nothing here, and then the depth of the chamber is being used with stops that we'd really like to get closer to the shades and get it out into the room. So I think that could be addressed as well in the engineering and the layout of the organ. All in all, it looks like an exciting project that we ought to undertake with as much speed as we can muster and proceed to make a wonderful instrument out of what is clearly a good set of basic bones.
Great, thanks, Phil.
You're welcome, Hanson.